I mean, Florida State coming off of a huge win against Tennessee at home. They haven't played since then. I think they're ready to play tonight.
You see early, Seminoles want to play with the fastest pace in the country. Score early in the shot clock. Latson already earns 2 shots.
And you just see how quick she is. That first dribble to the basket, you have to be ready defensively to slide over and help, and then you've got to help the helper because she is so quick getting to the rim.
She had 7 30-plus point games last year, averaging over 21 a game as a freshman.
It's just the confidence that she brings. I was talking to their assistant before the game, Bill, and he was just saying she comes in with just a different mentality as a freshman, and then she's taken that over to her sophomore season. But, I mean, watching her last year and then the growth that she's going to have this year, it's going to be pretty amazing.
Coach Wyckoff said she's just a winner, has that edge, that elite mentality, still working a little bit on her defense, but she can fill it up. Starting 5 for the Gators, Layla Reynolds will see her 3rd consecutive start. Alberti Rimdahl is healthy and expected to play today, but they'll get her off the bench tonight. So that is an elite shooter and an elite defender the Gators will get back. High-low entry, Rashea Kyle, nice start to her year, and ties the game up.
And this is what I think you're going to see for Florida, trying to pound the ball inside. When you have your 2 bigs here early in the game you're going to go high-low because that's where Florida State lacks a little bit, is in size down low. Where Florida, that's where they're excelling because they have those bigs.
Latson active early, can't finish. Timpson will go to the line. So back-to-back trips for the Seminoles will head to the strike. See the starting 5 for the Florida State Seminoles. Similar to what you saw against Tennessee in a 92-91 win. Brooke Wyckoff said that was fun. That was the best win of her head coaching tenure for sure. Exhilarating win. Rakia Jackson for the Lady Vols went for 30 points. Tennessee, when you score 91 points, you have an efficient offensive night, but both teams just exchanging right hooks in the second half.
And those are the fun games to play, the fun games to watch. When you're kind of going back and forth, you have stars shining on both teams. It's just fun and exciting.
Matharu attacks the cup, and that'll go out. Will be Seminole ball. What's impressed you about the start for Leah Matharu?
She's just an attack mentality, and I think it's not only on the offensive end, but defensively, you see her want to pick it up. If she makes a mistake or misses a shot, she wants to get back there and get the steal and then push it back in transition. So she's not just an offensive-minded player. She also really likes defense.
Bucket for Sarah Pagetti, transfer from Arizona State. Yeah, the Seminoles up 4. Matharu, nifty crossover, lost it. Pagetti blocked by Correa.
And that's what Florida's going to have to do. They have to get back defensively on a turnover or a missed shot. You have to have guards getting back defensively because Florida State wants to push the ball. You talked about it. They want a lot of possessions. They want to try to get as many as they can. In the first 2 games, they have 157 offensive possessions.
Matharu misfires from deep. She's had 7 made threes, good for a team best to start the year. Quickly attacking Latson. Pagetti in rhythm. Meanwhile, Bernie Rimdahl is at the table along with Jariah Warren.
Last defensive segment, everybody was on one side of the floor, and she went straight to the bench and said, Bertie, you're going to go in the game now.
Layla Reynolds coming off a 20-point performance. Number 13, White, far side of your screen, the freshman. Decent range for Faye Duke. Rebound, Michaela Timpson.
It's a good look for Florida. If she can knock those down in this game, it's going to pull the defense out to her and allow Shea Kyle to work more down low freely.
Got to find her, Brittany. Tanaya Latson a trick.
That's a player where you don't want her to get hot early in this game.
Tempo ultra quick. Rebound Florida State. Timpson slow to get up. Amaria Gordon can fill it up well off the mark. Both teams going at lightning speed right now with no stoppages. Layla Reynolds for 2.
And Layla Reynolds is a name you're going to hear often for this Florida team in her career in the next 4 years, but also I think this year she plays really, really well in this offensive sets for Florida.
A tray knocked down by Tucker. Boy, everything that Brooke Wyckoff had said, it's evident. They move quick, they score quick.
They're not bleeding the shot clock down offensively. If they have a good look early, they're taking it.
turnover issues early. Reynolds the last to touch. Wholesale substitutions here, Brittany, for the Gators.
And giving Florida State a little bit of a different look, bringing in some defense. Active hands with Jariah Warren. You got Zippy Broughton coming in early, and then you're bringing Birdie in off the bench. She was out a couple games with an ankle. They're happy to have her back on this floor for many reasons, not just offensively for the threat that she is from the three-point line and her ability to score off the dribble, but you alluded to it earlier. It's defensively for her. They need her on the floor defensively to get people in the right positions, to cover those threes, defend down low. She does it all for them.
Meanwhile, tonight, Latson came out. She ran back to the locker room. Don't think it was anything really pressing or injury-wise or anything like that. But the Seminoles' top scorer heads to the locker room. Here's Tucker, had the three on the prior trip. Tough look. Zippy Broughton, first minutes tonight. Don't want to get her a little bit more involved offensively, Brittany. Broughton with that white headband, number 4 in white.
Yeah, they're
3 seconds.
3 seconds inside. But Zippy Broughton, someone for Florida they would really like to get, I think, just more comfortable out on the floor offensively. I mean, she's a player. She can come in here and she can fill it up offensively. She's another one who really likes defense as well and can turn defense into offense really quick. I think it's just more getting back in the game flow because she had to sit out all of last season. And once that comes, it's going to be real scary for Florida's opponents.
They had that shoulder surgery, sat out all of last year. Sarah Pagetti, wild look, goes right to Zippy Broughton, who averaged double figures in the SEC 2 years ago. Linda Reynolds the other night after Florida A&M at her first post-game press conference. Learned to do that as well as a freshman. That 20-point spectacular performance she put on tape. Another turnover. Gordon, head of the field for Bonner. Good defense from Rimdahl. Tucker.
Great box out by the freshman on the backside. Layla Reynolds gets in great position. The ball falls right into her hands, and she was able to push it up the floor.
Kelly Ray Finley calling a timeout just to slow things game. And so far, they've doubled up the number of attempts that the Gators have had so far.
Yeah, I mean, they're 3 of 12 from the field right now, and Florida only 2 of 6. So Florida State's getting up, doing what they want to do. Florida has 4 turnovers right now. Florida State doesn't have any, but good for Florida. Florida State hasn't scored off any of those turnovers.
Touch for Kyle, gets swarmed underneath, and that's going to be the biggest test. How does Florida State deal with the size of Florida's front line?
Florida needs to get the ball inside just like that, and they need Shea Kyle or Faith Duke to finish strong.
Shea Kyle's had a really good start to the year. Back-to-back double-doubles, 15 and 12, and 15 and 9 against Florida A&M.
The early games for Florida have really given Shea Kyle a lot of confidence. I feel like both offensively, defensively, getting her minutes up, running up and down the floor. Her first game out struggled to hit a field goal, but then after that, she's been hot.
Broughton will tee it up. Still yet to get her in the flow of the offense. Pagetti.
And that's Florida. They've got to turn around in transition to get that stop, or else you're going to get a foul call. And you can see offensively for Florida, the inside game. She wants the lob. There's no backside help. Florida State, they can't help in that far because they've got a three-point shooter in Birdie Rimdahl on the far side. So smart arrangement by Florida offensively because that opens up the paint area where Florida State cannot help, because if they're helping in, if you fake the lob inside, then you skip it over for a three-point shot.
Yeah, the possessions are high right now for the Seminoles, but they're really struggling on offense.
Yeah, I mean 3 of 12, but they've had 12 possessions, but they haven't really scored at a high rate.
How about this matchup tonight as Matharu gets the block? Latson against Matharu, 2 of the best guards in the country.
Yeah, I was excited when this game was coming for one of those reasons. You can see that's an easy call for the referee, kind of the hand down, gets it with the body as well, but you can't reach in quite like that. But I'm with you. It's an exciting matchup to watch.
Worth the price of admission for sure. 14 foul. Latson career at the line, 86%.
And for her, I mean, she can shoot free throws really well, which is really good because she attacks the rim really well. So when she gets fouled, she goes to the line and she knocks down free throws. I mean, as a freshman, she was a really good free throw shooter. You don't see that often.
You don't see high volume scores to the extent that Latson is that aren't necessarily three-point shooters.
Yeah, a great mid-range.
Reynolds tees it up from the corner. sense the confidence early in her career. Layla Reynolds, McDonald's All-American. Latson quickly to the rim, and Warren comes away with it. Now Bernay Rimdahl, stop and start, scoops for two.
Great hesitation by Bernay Rimdahl. She decided, hey, I don't really have numbers, but I'm going to pretend I'm going to pull it back out, and saw a lane to the basket and took it.
No field goals in the last 3+ minutes for the Seminoles. Gators have hit 4 of their last 5 to cut this down to a single possession. Latson lost the dribble. Timpson does have some range. Cyclones into the paint and knocks it down.
It's a nice move. Spin towards the left to get a better look. Knocks it down. Silence the crowd a little bit.
Huge jump in her production. 13 double-doubles last year. The Gators go one and done. Average 13 a game to Timpson. Latson just lost it in traffic. Slow to get to her feet. Gators don't have numbers. Reynolds got fouled. Both of these teams want to play similar. And my goodness.
It's going to be an up and down
This is fun, though.
style. Absolutely. You see one getting a steal, pushing it back in transition, and the freshman not afraid to attack inside. Get fouled. She goes up strong, doesn't shy away from the contact. You like to see that from your freshman if you're Florida, in the way that she doesn't think, hey, I'm afraid to go inside. She's not afraid to go inside and score. Layla Reynolds, she is an offensive threat for Florida.
Layla Reynolds, a top recruit, 5-star McDonald's All-American. And how about the job Kelly Ray Finley has done in high school recruiting? 3 big freshmen getting set to come to the Gators next year.
She has been on the recruiting trail, and she has got them to come to Florida, inked down and everything. It's going to be exciting for the next few years for sure.
You're building it with that foundation. You see a lot of college teams now are built through the transfer portal, where, Coach Kelly Ray Finley has continued maybe with that old model of high school recruiting and building them as soon as they come to campus to have people that you can mold from the start. And
then keeping them on campus and then the maturity that they have in their junior, senior, even sophomore seasons.
Turnover from Turnage. Matharu double dribble.
She kind of smiling about it too. She's like, oh, wait, I think I double dribbled on that and I got caught. Almost too quick.
She's nearing 1,000 career points. Came in 921 in her career. Got a chance to talk to her before the season opener, and she was juiced to get a chance to get back on the court. Sat out last year with the transfer rules. 4-point game. Timpson corkscrews in the lane. 2 hops and down.
Florida State's really doing a job of spreading it out offensively, allowing your kind of one-on-one moves to the basket. That's what opened that up. They can get bigger looks. They're trying to pull Florida's bigs out.
Timpson the closest to that conventional post that you'll see on offense for the Noles. Very guard-driven. Rimdahl, long 2 is true.
Florida needs her to score, and she's doing that. She's come in, nice drive to the basket, and then that shot.
Gordon. Maria Gordon, what a start to her season, Brittany's averaged 21.5, along with 5.5 assists through 2 games. She had a big game against Tennessee.
Huge.
Last time out, 22. With 5 dimes against the Lady Vols. We got a foul here.
And she was also 3 of 5 from the three-point line. So this Florida State team is shooting really well from 3 right now. They're 50%, 3 of 6. They can knock it down. And Gordon, someone who last year against Florida had 12 points, but she has become more of a scorer, I feel like, for Florida State this year.
In order to play the style that Brooke Wyckoff wants to play, you need the elite personnel.
Oh,
Gordon,
absolutely.
Latson, amongst others, fit that billing. Matharu, step back, triple try, money.
You hear the crowd, they like that one. They like the step back shot, and if she can get going for Florida, she can fill it up quick.
Gators a couple of trays and 4 attempts, back to 4. Turnage, frisbees one to Gordon, can't save it.
Good rotation defense by Florida kind of caused that pass to go soaring out of bounds. She couldn't hold it on with one hand, and it goes out of bounds. But watch the step back, just a little shake, kind of a rub screen by Faith Dude. Opened it up just enough for her to have space to step back because her defense felt the screen, so they jumped to the baseline side and gave enough room for the shot.
Matharu A knockdown three-point shooter, nearly 40% in her career. Shot at 42% her final year at Texas, which was good for second in the Big 12. Part of an Elite 8 team with Vic Schaefer. Gators trying to get Correa going. She has the ball right now. Kyle away from the rim, still hits.
You got your big girl outside shooting like that and inside. She's got 4 points, 2 buckets inside, and then she pulls it out for the mid-range shot. It's a good day.
Ever since Kelly Rae Finley called that timeout before the media, it's been a different Gator group as Gordon is pure. Crowd silencer. Early 5 for Amaria Gordon. Native of Bradenton, Florida. Back-to-back Florida Gatorade Player of the Year honoree. Final 30 seconds. Tharu calling for it. Correa goes to work.
And Leilani Correa, who's been quiet in the first quarter, Florida very good patient offensively the last couple times down and getting the best look that they can. Really making, you want to make Florida State work on defense. You really do, because of the way they push the ball up the floor so quickly. You want to make them work defensively.
I think we're heading for a game in the 80s, maybe the 90s tonight. Timpson, no, rebound with Tharu, and that will do it. Gators fighting back, hitting their last 4. And the team responded. They were down 8 at the time and a 2-point differential after 1.
A really smart timeout, and that's what you want from your team, is they responded out of the timeout. They stopped turning the ball over, and they only turned it over one more time after that. They got the ball inside, they got points inside the paint, and they closed the gap.
Gordon, quick trigger. Seminoles now 3 of 8 from deep. Rimdahl, Warren, Correa, Kyle, and Matharu. It's Correa. Too strong. Latson up high. Feed it to Latson. Mid-post leaner was off balance. Timpson the rebound. This is an area where the Seminoles struggle on the glass.
I was going to say, Florida's got to get rebounds when they can get rebounds and not allow Florida State to get offensive rebounds because of the way that they like to just shoot the ball and they can score so proficiently.
Seminoles averaging over 95 a game in the first 2. Blew out Charleston Southern in the opener and blew out Tennessee.
So you don't want to be giving them extra possessions on mixed box outs. So Florida's got to really hone in on that.
Edge pass Tennessee, 92-91. 1 to shoot. Matharu doesn't hit rim. Shot clock violation.
So Florida kind of offensively slowing it down a little bit sometimes, not just doing the fast pace like Florida State is, back and forth, but at times mixing in, hey, we're going to slow it down, run some of the clock down, try to get a good look, but also, not afraid to take a quick look.
Gordon contorts to the cup.
Whereas Florida State, they're going in. They're going in every time.
Reminds you a lot of Arkansas in the SEC, the way Mike Neighbors likes to play. Matharu will get a look.
Great rebound by Jariah Warren, flying in, literally in the air, catches it, takes one dribble, finds it back out, gets it back to herself, and puts the floater up.
Yeah, root scraper. Jariah Warren coming off a career-high 9 points against Florida A&M on Monday.
And she deserved the bucket. She flew in, got the offensive rebound, gave it back out to Brody, then she kind of circled back around and hit the floater.
Latson contorts in. My goodness.
She's a special player.
Tanaya Latson was announced earlier this week, top 50 watch list for the Wooden Award. Preseason All-American. Rimdahl wide open. Boy, you'll take that every day. Rimdahl wide open from 3.
Great ball movement by Florida. Florida State missing some defensive assignments.
Oh, big block from Matharu, who was just waiting for Bajetti to get to the rim. The patience that led her to that block, Brittany.
What a great read. She kind of gets by her, lets her go. You see her wait a little bit and then gets the ball in the air. She paused because she knew she was going to catch it from behind and just out of bounds.
Stare.
Yeah, I mean, great block, great read by Leah Matharu.
Latson long 2. It's true.
Off an awkward dribble, almost lost the ball a little bit. Could corral it back in and just fires away. 9 points already.
Gators got off to a slow start in the first. Slow start offensively here in the second. Couple of crossovers. Finds the open Rashea Kyle.
And that's where Matharu, not only is she a scorer, she can cross over, she has the fancy move, but then the unselfish play to dish it out to the open player because she knows that's a better look and an easier shot.
Latson get a foul here. We said last year, just wait until Leah Matharu gets a chance to play with this team.
I mean, the double cross, the help comes over, and then just the one-handed dish over. That is pretty basketball from your point guard.
Doesn't look off to the post until that very last second.
But the double cross before that, get them one, they come back, and then you cross them back over, and that was dirty.
Timpson, well guarded by Kyle. Rimdahl back from that ankle issue, missed the last 2 games, got stripped by Timpson.
Unfortunately, that wasn't a good just catch and shoot type pass. She kind of had to corral it in. It was out in front of her a little bit, so she couldn't catch and shoot in transition. But you know Florida's happy to have her back on the floor.
Yeah, she was out taking jumpers at shoot-around on Monday before the game against Florida A&M, but it was more the lateral movement and what she could do defensively, and that's why they sat her out 1 game. Talked to her that day. She said, I'll be ready to go on Friday. Reynolds trying to get the rebound. Loose ball for Tucker. One of the great transfers the Seminoles were able to bring in. Bujetti looks off for Timpson. Rashea Kyle's fired up.
Oh, and then it goes off Florida State. That insult to injury. She blocks it and then tips it off of her. Can see coming again. Yeah, right off of her hand. She tries to tip it, tries to grab it back in. Another great block.
A lot of great matchups within the game, Brittany. That's one of them in the post. Kyle and Timpson. Intercepted by Bujetti. 2-on-1. Bujetti takes it to the rack. Costly turnover. It's back to 6. 7 turnovers now for Florida. As we'll get a whistle.
And you're talking about the battles. Oh, there's blood. Somebody's bleeding.
As you can see, there's blood on the shorts of Rashea Kyle, and I believe it is originating from the leg of Michaela Timpson.
Or elbow,
left leg.
maybe.
It's her.
They drive in, and it's exciting basketball to watch for both teams right now.
Brooke Wyckoff taking over for Sue Simrau, who you like throughout the years.
Absolutely.
Long-time Seminole head coach.
She just a great person, great coach. Genuinely cares about others.
Jariah Warren. Gonna foul underneath. This will go on Timpson.
If Florida can get Florida State's quote bigs down low in foul trouble, that could really help them out.
Sure can.
And then you battle the, hey, are we going to go inside? They're going to try to push it up the floor. It's a real chess match.
It's only the first on Timpson. Quick load up, Rimdahl missed everything.
It's a little short, and the legs didn't get quite enough underneath it.
Gordon.
Another block by the freshman coming in. Didn't see her coming, was able to get a clean block, and then Florida's able to keep it in bounds and push it up the floor.
Right now, the 2 big guards on the bench, Matharu for the Gators and Latson for the Noles. Reynolds. Eyes Broughton, long 2. Barely nicks rim. Game's in a bit of a lull. Timpson runs the floor, and it's up to 8.
Florida State's going to run the floor, so Florida has to get back defensively, turn around and see the runner. They're leaving the middle of the floor for their bigs, and they let them run the floor.
Broughton, hesitation step, got stripped. Looking for a teammate. Does she maybe use a timeout here? It will be a tie-up, and it will be Seminole ball in the possession hour.
She was trying to move it so they couldn't get their hands on to get a jump ball, but she wasn't able to. That's a long pre-conference or non-conference home stretch.
White gets the rebound, got deflected by Duke. If you remember that magical season a couple years ago where the Gators made the tournament, their first big landmark win was against the Seminoles at home.
I believe Florida State might have been ranked at that time too.
Jariah Warren's had a really good stretch offensively. Had a career-high 9 on Monday night. Playing primarily that 4 spot. Different position for her this year.
But in that 4 spot, it's allowing her to kind of play like a 3 guard and pull the other team's bigs out, drive to the basket, get open, better open looks for Florida.
Bonner had the bucket She had 11 in the fourth quarter in the win against Tennessee. Bichetti rips it away. White can't hold it. Seminoles almost had a leak out for an easy 2. Bonner, a charge.
And who's taking it? Jariah Warren. She's come in, got big rebounds, some big buckets, and now doing it on the defensive end, stepping in front of the defense and getting the body foul. She doesn't close out too hard, an offensive shove and shoulder. Good defense by Jariah Warren.
That's something that was prevalent with her last year. The amount of charges drawn from Jariah Warren. If you're not scoring, how are you impacting the game? She was rebounding at a high clip for a guard, taking charges, being right place, right time defensively.
But don't be mistaken, she can also score. She was Louisiana's Gatorade Player of the Year as a high school player.
Reach in on Bichetti.
But she knows what she needs to do to get out on the floor and stay out on the floor and get those opportunities.
As seesaw as this game has been, especially in the first quarter, the Gators have never led. It's been the Seminoles that have led for all but 10 seconds. Rimdahl surges down the lane. Part of her game that she's added over the last couple of years, attacking the rim. Latson.
And then how quick Florida State, they are getting the ball up. They're trying to score. They can't get the rebound, and they're going back on defense. How quickly they get, woo!
Matharu splits 2, 4-2.
Florida State thought they were back on defense. Liam Matharu said, no, you're not. I'm going to split the defense, go right around you, and then was wide open for a left-handed layup. I mean, that was just really nice because Florida State was actually back defensively. She just did whatever she wanted and got to the rim.
Latson for White underneath, swatted away by Faye Toot and out of bounds.
And Florida State using their size and getting huge blocks in this game. Look at that. I mean, it's 1-on-4. You see all 5 FSU players, and she just splits the defense with ease. And then back on the defensive end, Faith Dude says, not in my house, not today.
Faye Dude coming into tonight leads the team in blocks. That's her 5th swat of the year. Gators shooting at 50% for the game. Rimdahl. Reynolds. Just off balance.
She couldn't come down with it because she probably would have gotten a travel, so she tried to get it off, just couldn't get it to fall.
Travel. You get the sense, Seminoles in each quarter have been able to stretch it out to 8, and then the Gators slowly make their comeback.
It's almost, Florida has to come out a little bit, I think, stronger in the start of quarters because that's when Florida State makes a little bit of a run. Florida doing a job of closing out quarters. They got 2 minutes here left to close this gap even more since the energy is coming back on Florida's side.
It was an open look for Matharu. We'll get a foul.
Yeah.
It's a freshman mistake, Brittany.
Yeah, 94 feet from the other basket, trying to get it, kind of a back tip for an easy layup, but gets caught with the foul.
That's the second that Reynolds picks up. And Layla is going to come out because of it. How about the depth the Gators have in their guard room this year?
You're bringing off the bench an immediate score.
Somebody who knows nothing but averaging double figures in every season of her collegiate career, Leilani Correa. Villegas. Get a foul here on the floor. Who's this on? We'll get Faye Toot.
Faith.
That's a 3rd team foul, 2nd on Faye Toot.
And that's unfortunate because it was a mixed box out by the guard. Leilani Correa doesn't get the box out, so her player gets the rebound, and because of it, Faith has to come over out of position and then gets the foul.
Latson steps through 2. Back tap to Gordon. Leaner in the lane. Rebound, Rashae Kyle.
She said, give me that.
Scoring drought now, 2.5 minutes for the Noles. Matharu calling for it. Rimdahl didn't see it early enough. Matharu chased off the line, attacks the rack, got stripped. Right to Correa. Rebound, Turnage.
You can see Florida's mindset. They're still looking to attack inside, and another block for Florida. Hands straight up. Dry Warren said, I'm not even necessarily trying to block it. I'm not even jumping, and they shot it straight into her hand.
Hey, even if the look isn't there, the Seminoles are still going to take it to the rim in transition. Wide open Correa. The late flyby.
Great patience by Leilani. She knew the defense was coming, didn't go right up with it. That's that maturity and that experience on the floor saying, hey, I'm going to pump fake you. You're going to fly by. I'll get an easy 2 points. And now a 2-point ball game.
Back to where we started after the end of the first quarter. It's a 2-point game. Timpson, step back. Rolls out. Gators could go 2 for 1 if they go quick here, but it looks like they'll settle into their half-court set. About an 8-second, make it a 7-second differential. Correa. Matharu. Latson got caught in the air. Matharu hits, and the Gators in the lead.
What a big shot. Again, the patience, the pump fake, step back, knocks it down.
Gordon off the mark. The Gators' lone lead in this half.
Both teams doing a good job of playing defense without fouling, but also the quick shots for Florida State. Linda, it's kind of hard to foul that much because they shoot so quick.
Matharu, that quick crossover, the teardrop.
And she's a player that she can feel the momentum. She knows how to play with momentum. When they need those energy pushes, the crowd behind us is getting into it, and she feeds off that.
Matharu now with 10. Gordon doesn't have the answer. Reynolds the rebound. Long baseball heave. Nice catch from Correa. Feeds it to Kyle for 2.
That is a fast break at its finest, Kyle. You get your guard launching it up the floor, and then in transition, your big is running down the middle of the floor. Florida rewards them, and she puts it up strong.
Pace picking up right out of the break. Bigetti curls inside. Warren, Correa, Matharu, Kyle, and Reynolds. So the lone change to what we saw to start the game, Warren is on the floor to start the third quarter.
Steve Spurrier was in the house. There's a
run and shoot.
Yeah. Great offensive push for Florida in that transition. Eyes up. Guards always want to have their eyes up and see people running in transition.
Correa off the mark. Rebound for Latson. High volume attempts in the first half. Wild look and 1.
And that's what she does. She pushes the ball in transition, and she finds herself at free throw lines because of how quick she is. She is so good at finishing with contact. I mean, up the floor, doesn't allow the defense to get set, creates just enough contact that it doesn't alter her shot too much. She's just so good moving the ball around when contact happens and still finishing. She doesn't fade away from it, but she fades just enough with the ball, not her body, so that it doesn't get blocked.
Former Florida Miss Basketball. National Freshman of the Year, according to 2 publications. And we're tied up. Matharu. The same game plan as Latson, taking it quickly to the rim. Gets back, and Rindahl can't save it.
And then that's the type of player that she is, though. She doesn't get the shot to fall. She probably was talking about a foul call on the other end. Doesn't get it, but she doesn't hang her head. She gets back on defense and tries to get the ball back. Gets a back tip so Florida State can't get a fast break, and Florida can set up their defense.
Timpson goes to work on Kyle. Rindahl. The teardrop, Florida back in front.
And Birdie Rimdahl has done it all, gotten all her points from inside the arc. Hasn't been able to hit a 3, but she has answered and gotten some inside the arc mid-range points for Florida.
Point blank miss for Bigetti. Bodies crash in backcourt. Rimdahl somehow able to get that one away. Gators looking for a ranked win tonight. Will be their first of which, when they won in that 21-22 season, they beat number 14 Georgia. Their last home ranked win was against the number 7 Tennessee team. The Gators blew out the Lady Vols that night. Latson falls down. And a tie-up, alternate arrow stays with Florida State.
For Florida, this would be a really good quality win early in the season. Not only is it against, your arch rival Florida State, but it's against the 12th ranked team in the nation. So, I mean, coming in and protecting your house, your home court, and getting a win here tonight would be huge.
Jumped 6 spots in the AP poll. That was the 4th highest move in the AP this week. Highest rank since the 11th ranking in January of 2020. Pagetti swerves down the lane. We'll get 2 shots.
I was afraid to talk about the fouls, but had to mention it. And then Florida State getting 2 quick fouls here in the third quarter.
Seminoles have been perfect at the line tonight. 7 attempts. Pagetti, one of the top defenders on the team, was possible candidate for ACC Defensive Player of the Year season ago. Averaged double figures. First year averaging more than 10 per. 1 season at Arizona State, early in her collegiate career as a freshman. And we're tied back up. Natharu, a back cut. Watched by Gordon. Corkscrews in, floats it up and off, but a foul.
You're going to be on the floor.
This first team foul of this quarter. Matharu, 4th consecutive game in double figures tonight to start the year. Will hoist? No. Pagetti is calling for it. Gordon, it's the tall bodies, the swat. Another block for Faye Toot. Gators, their 7th swat.
And still lots of basketball left.
Matharu downhill. Just too strong.
Just cannot get the ball to fall on the drives to the basket right now. Ken Matharu. And you can see coming in, got out of position, stepped up the floor, but got the block, recovered strong. And that's what you want to see. So what happens is she gets to the rim. She has this help up because the guard gets beat. So they dump it down to the post, which is what you got to do because there's no help in the helper. And she comes back and continues to play defense, doesn't give up on the play, gets the block.
Just 3 first-half minutes for Zippy Broughton. She's out there now here in the third. Gordon can't connect. Rebound Correa. Warren accelerates down the paint.
And Florida getting the looks that they want offensively. They're getting the drives to the basket, the looks at the rim. They're just not falling right now, but they're great looks. That's a great drive. Goes around the defense and just rolls out.
A much different looking Florida team than last year. And boy, this would be a big confidence boost for the Gators specifically. Meanwhile, for the Seminoles, would be a 2nd consecutive win against the SEC. Also, Florida looking for a 26th consecutive home non-conference win. Warren, tough to the cup. 3 hops it out. Villegas the rebound.
And a rare kind of slowdown for Florida State.
Oh, wicked crossover from Latson. 4 of 12 from the floor for Latson. She gets her shots up.
She does.
Top recruit in the state of Florida, Tanaya Latson. Warren, another attack to the rack, and 1.
That was pretty. The turnaround kind of fade, gets it to drop, gets the foul. That's touch. The last one didn't fall, but this time it does. You can see drive to the basket. They're clearing out one side, rises above. That's nice.
It's not a whole lot of possessions in Jariah Warren's career where the offense is almost centered around her. You feel the last couple possessions, the play has been drawn up
for her, yes. Drive to the basket, and that's what you're going to get with her at the 4 position for Florida. Is she's got a little bit of that, not a little bit, a lot of the guard mentality at the 4 position, is able to get some of the bigger players and beat them off the dribble.
She's looking for her first career double-figure performance. She has 7 now. Gators by 3. Timpson contested by Faye Toot. Florida doesn't have numbers. Correa smartly recycles the offense with Rimdahl, who runs the show with Matharu on the bench. Around a Duke screen. Rimdahl stop and start. Couple of veterans, Rimdahl and Broughton. Broughton runs the show. Duke can hoist, can't hit. Rebound Correa. Probably better to pull that out.
I was going to say, that's one where you want someone come and get the ball. She picked up her dribble. Wasn't the greatest second chance look for Florida that they could have had.
Villegas, a line drive. See the Seminoles keep up with their pace. Gators want to slow it down a little bit right now, especially with Matharu off the floor. Get the best look. Rimdahl swatted out by Timpson, who joins the block party.
That was a good attack, but that was a really good block. Caught it in the air.
This is an exciting game. It's continued out.
But then continuing to look to attack, and that's a really great look. Underneath, out of bounds. Birdie Rimdahl is wide open. Whoever set that screen set a really good one, because she was wide open.
That's an elite draw up out of the timeout. Rimdahl's not going to miss many of those. It's a 6-point game. Gators' largest lead. Latson the response. Tanaya Latson is a bucket.
I was going to say, a lot of times that's going to be your response, is Latson.
32 last year on 12 of 21 shooting against the Gators. What was her debut against Florida? Ernie Kindred is on for the first time. Correa can't connect. Kindred volleyballs the rebound. Can't save it. The responses for the Seminoles have been primarily Latson and Gordon tonight. Gordon's on the floor. Latson takes a seat.
Latson taking a break, getting a little bit of a breather. But yeah, they're the answer a lot of the times. You see Gordon going straight in, trying to draw the contact. I mean, there's no screen. It's just a drive to the basket. It's a who's quicker, who's going to get there first type mentality. That's where you got to have your help side defense kind of step up sometimes.
There's Brooke Wyckoff, who's the head coach in waiting under Sue Semrau. Played at Florida State. Got to the NCAA tournament last year. Turnage wide open. Knocks it down. And it's a 1-point game.
It's a missed defensive assignment for Florida. She was open on the three-point line. No one near her.
Turnage, her first three made this year, is 0 of 2 coming in.
You might not guard it, but there was no one around her.
Correa runs into the trees. It's Turnage on the flip side on defense with the swat. Did they call somebody for a foul? They did. They called Turnage with the foul.
And you can see on this, I mean, nobody was even near her. I'm not sure if they just didn't know where she was on the last offensive assignment, or they're leaving her open on the three-point line. We'll find out. It was a great knockdown.
They called Turnage for the foul. It was not a clean block. Rather, Timpson. It was Timpson's second. So Correa heads to the line for 2.
And Kyle, free throws could be a very important part of this game down the stretch. Who steps to the line and hits it, and you know who you don't want to be sending for Florida. You don't want to send Latson to the line late in this game.
Gators not spectacular at the line through 3 games, 67%. Haven't got there at a high clip either.
Well, on the flip side, Florida State's 79% on the season.
Bigetti, Bonner. Nice hustle from Rashay Kyle. The freshman runs the floor. This is 1 against the world for Reynolds. And they slow it up. Correa. Gators 4 of 18 from 3. Loose ball for Rimdahl.
Patiently waiting for the offense to come down. Didn't have a good look. Gonna run something to get a better look, and that's, you gotta go meet the pass.
Timpson with the interception. Methodical drive to the bucket.
Great defense. No foul.
Gators have numbers. 4 on 2. Correa knifes inside. Timeout. Florida State, the lead up to 5. And this crowd is on its feet. Leilani Correa, one of the featured scorers for this bunch, getting in the lead.
From the field right now, 5 of 10.
doubled up her scoring production last year. And poised for a big campaign. Bonner left it short. Gators get a stop. Matharo has only played 3 minutes in this quarter. He's still on the bench.
Keeping it fresh for the fourth.
Yeah. Correa lost it. Also, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. As Matharu is on that bench next to a legend, SEC legend, Ryan Howard.
Some words of wisdom.
You see the chain for Ryan Howard, the R and then the Gator chain. That's it from a Kentucky great. We're rolling over in Big Blue Nation seeing that.
Hey, one paycheck.
You're a Gator now, right?
Yeah, Gator now. Mom was a Gator great too.
That's right.
Runs in the blood.
Rebound, fake two. Bodies one up and in.
And exactly what Florida needs. The bigs to perform down low, off of rebounds, gets it back, gets it strong up, and then finishes.
Had to have it.
Latson.
Had to have it. Sanaya Latson provides.
I mean, she's just really smooth. She's confident with the basketball when she has it in her hands, that's for sure.
She has 18. That leads all scorers. Duke too tall for Correa. Zippy Broughton back in. Final minute here in this third quarter. Bugetti. Good defense from Warren. Correa gets out and runs the sidestep for two.
And the Florida bench excited about that play. That was a nice drive to basket. Goes around the defense. Like you said, the sidestep in to avoid the contact. Doesn't get the charge call. Finishes, gets the crowd involved. Florida needs to finish this quarter strong.
Gators led by 1 at the break. Right now a game best 7-point lead. 8-second differential between the two clocks. Bonner. Shot clock waiting down. Latson, one of the top freshmen in the country. Rebound Duke, 8 seconds. Gators have time. Rindahl surveys Warren. Broughton from the corner. That'll do it. Gators, a strong quarter. Put up 20. Gators led by Correa in the third quarter with 6. Meanwhile, Matharu is back on the floor. Just 3 minutes in the second half. Correa dashes down the lane on Latson. Look at a foul. On Sanaya Latson, 2 shots here for Correa.
Florida does a good job of opening up the left side of the lane for a clean drive in for Leilani Correa.
Talked to Leilani last week. She said she loves nature. I asked her, what do you do outside of basketball? She says, I love nature walks. And somebody else who's on this Gator squad, Zippy Broughton, very big into nature.
Both of them. I mean, it's a beautiful place to be in Florida. There's a lot of trails, a lot of different environments to kind of see and take in, and you don't go too far, you get to the beach.
Her dad is her biggest influence in her basketball career. Native of Manchester, New Jersey. Gets in the passing lane there, saved by Latson. Gordon, pick and roll. Timpson got swatted away. Add another to the ledger. Oh. Kyle goes down.
The call comes from the sideline high ref.
Take another look at it. She took a vicious spill.
I think they fell on each other.
Rashea Kyle's had such a good start to this season.
So battling, gets a block, and then gets kind of the rebound. They get the foul, comes down. Both players hit pretty hard. One kind of lower leg, the other one, landing.
Timpson landed on the lower leg of Rashea Kyle. As you saw on the replay, Kelly Rae Finley coming over to comfort her player. This is just an awful thing for a coach and obviously for any player, but Kelly there to comfort her star post player in the moment. It looked really bad on the replay.
Good to see her being able to walk off, though, kind of on her own. So that's good. You can see gets the block and then just gets caught.
Yeah,
her foot kind of gets caught underneath. Florida State. That was a hard fall on the Florida State side. Who was it underneath?
There's Timpson.
Timpson, yeah. I mean, she got caught kind of in the air and landed straight back.
Well, they get.
And she has to come out.
Shea Kyle picks up the foul, so Faye Dude presumably is going to have to play the bulk of this fourth quarter here.
But then White is going to take the free throws because
Timpson went
had
out.
to come out of the game.
Sakaya White, JUCO transfer from Jones College. Hits the first 63% in her career at the line. First team JUCO All-American last year. One of 3 transfers added to this team. And it's down to 7. Matharu, Warren, Dute, Correa, and Rimdahl. So it's going to be a smaller lineup with Rashea Kyle out. Matharu goes to work, lost it.
And can, after that little bit of a break, Florida keep that momentum on their side.
Extra feed, Latson. Attacks the rim, softly gets it off the glass. Seminoles making a push. Correa wide open. You bet.
White loses her in transition. Doesn't even go out and guard her. I know she hasn't hit a three-point shot yet, in this game, but you got to at least show a little attempt. I think she just lost her completely on that defensive segment, and Leilani Correa made her pay.
Woo. Oh, big contact.
No foul. Loose ball. She lost the ball before Jariah Warren came in with the contact, so I don't think there was a foul call. You can see she drives to the basket, loses the ball, and
yeah, the ball was loose. That's why that contact gets negated essentially because she was not in possession of the ball.
Jariah Warren was going for the block though.
Oh yeah.
She's going for the throwdown block, but it goes off at Jariah Warren to Florida State underneath out of bounds. That's why they get it there, and then
this is getting physical. Yeah. Latson and one.
And Latson, you know where the ball is going to be going. The game's getting close on the line. They're going to try to get Latson the ball when she's in the game.
22 now for the Star. Set an ACC freshman scoring record last year. Led all freshmen in the country in scoring. Got it.
And she's someone you don't want to send to the foul line. And not that that was a foul that you were trying to send her to the foul line. It was just she came off of a screen hard, comes in, defense was late, got the foul call.
Latson's hit all 6 at the line. Warren takes a big step, lefty push, rims out. Bonner fades and fires. How about the minutes here for Jariah Warren?
Jariah Warren is playing huge for Florida. And I think they just asked her. She gave a thumbs up to the bench, said, hey, I'm good. I'm good to go. She's an energizer bunny. She doesn't really get tired, I don't feel like, very often. And she's a great asset defensively because of the long arms that she has, able to defend kind of the post guard position.
We get a foul here as Matharu did not use the screen. It's interesting, Matharu, 10 points for the game, just 2 after halftime, and just 5 minutes played after the break. Gators had a good rhythm with the 5 they had on the floor in the third quarter.
You kind of don't want to mess it up when it's going kind of how it was. And now, I mean, she has pretty fresh legs here in the fourth quarter.
Matharu. Quick look. Timpson back on the floor. The pick and roll.
Oh, that was good offense. Nice pass inside.
Timeout. Kelly Ray Finley and the Gators, 1 possession game with 7.
That's good for Florida, but that little bit of a kind of a break that they had when she went off, and then not having her on the floor and the impact that she's been making is huge for Florida. But they're stepping in. They've got to have a response here to that 9-2 run that Florida State went on.
Crucial possession here. Rimdahl, Latson fell down. Tough look, intercepted by Latson to cut it to 1.
So right when it left her hands, Latson saw it, and I was like, that was going to be a steal.
Seminoles have scored the last 7.
So how does Florida respond out of the timeout? They have a turnover. You've got to get it back. Now it's just a tight game, and Aaliyah Matharu with the drive to the basket. That's who they want the ball in their hands of. She gets the potential and 1 play. And you want that attack mentality if you're Florida. I mean, gets the defense, goes right by 1. Help side was not there in time. And you have your bench saying, hey, Kyle loving it on the sidelines right now. Saying, let's go. She's trying to get her team fired up while she is not on the floor.
Somehow Matharu able to keep
her balance.
Footing to the rim. Misses the free throw.
Free throws, Kyle. Free throws down the stretch.
That bucket snapping a 7-0 run. Turnover.
Can that bucket be a re-energizing factor for this Florida team?
And also the Rowdy Reptiles have started to fill in behind us, so the noise is about to amplify quite a bit here in the 4th quarter.
And then that's what you got to feed off of. If you're a player on the floor, you got to love the crowd involvement. Feed off of that. Let them be that 6th man on the floor for you.
And check foul. Nice response here for the Gators out of that media timeout.
And the Rowdy Reptiles know this is Florida State, so they're going to get involved quick.
You played in this rivalry.
Oh, yeah,
there's a lot
absolutely.
of hatred
there. There's a lot. You can see
the Rowdies are in the house.
Getting ready for the doubleheader. They've been here. They've been cheering on the women as well.
Correa the rebound.
You just did it the time before. You can't do it again. You got to find another way, because Florida State plays those passing lanes really well on the lobs out to half court.
Brooke Wyckoff is beside herself saying that should be Seminole ball.
She does not like the call.
Let's take a look, Brittany. Does she have a case? Yeah, I think she does.
The direction that it went.
Matharu, a 3. That's cash.
And you can see it on her face. Hey, she wants to win this game bad.
A star has stepped front and center here in the 4th. Timpson backs in. Whistle on Warren.
Yeah, she came down before, tried to sell it off, but after Matharu hit the 3, she's coming back yelling, hey, we need a stop. She knows how important getting a stop, score is. And then, I mean, Jariah Warren has played great this game. Defensively, she's gotten some big blocks. That time down, the arm came down just a little bit and gets called with the foul.
That ovation you hear, Shea Kyle is back on the floor. There's a little bit of a gimp in her step running on the floor, but
you've got to play. It's Florida State. You got to play through it, push through. It's good to see her back out.
Timpson misses the first, 67% in her career. That's the first miss for Florida State tonight at the line in their 13th attempt.
And they're a really good free throw shooting team.
Timpson a double-double. #14 double-double of Timpson's career. As Gordon comes in, a scoring guard.
Scoring guard coming in. Now you have 2 scoring guards for Florida State. And for Florida, how do you play with a lead with about 5.5 left on the number 12 team in the nation? You've got to play to win the game and not to lose. And I think those are 2 different styles, and Florida's got to continue to have that attack mentality.
Gators space it. Rimdahl down the lane. Kyle, mid-range.
He had the hustle to get the rebound. Florida State's been doing a great job all night of getting in there and battling for rebounds. And they're right there with Florida. Florida State has 38, Florida has 40. So, I mean, every rebound, every possession matters right now down the stretch, Kyle.
The difference will be 50-50 balls down the stretch. Matharu, step back, triple try.
You knew it was coming.
Gordon, no look, but Jetty.
and how quick Florida State just gets the ball up the floor and scores in transition. I mean, it's pretty fun to watch.
A heavyweight bout early in the season here in the month of November. One possession game. The Seminoles cut it to 1 in this quarter.
What a game we have on our hands. It's been a battle from both teams. Both teams won it really bad.
Shovel off inside, Warren.
Oh, just in and out. Great touch, good find.
Matharu, active hands. A tie-up, alternate arrow, stays with the Seminoles. 16 to shoot.
Now when the floor went on the ground, you saw the guard kind of dig in to get a hand on it because the big had it, was looking to drive, causes that jump ball. And now the possession arrow will be back with Florida.
Seminoles led for most of that first half, all but 10 seconds. And then the Gators took the lead, have not looked back. It's been all Gators in front from late in the second quarter. We'll get a foul here. Reach in on Jariah Warren.
And she says, yeah, I did it. And you knew the ball. They have underneath out of bounds plays set for who they want to get the ball and who do they want to get the ball into Latson. And so they set some double screens away. She gets it and is going to rip it back to the right-hand side where she came from off of the screen because that's where the opening is. And Jariah Warren gets caught with a hand in the cookie jar trying to get that ball.
That's the third on Jariah Warren. Foul situation, both teams 4 apiece.
And Latson has not missed a free throw in this game.
6 of 6, 7 of 7. Latson closing in on another 30-point performance against the Gators. 26 tonight. 1-point game. That's as close as the Seminoles have been able to get it in the second half. Rimdahl.
Just the confidence. She has a lot of confidence coming into this season offensively, knowing that she's got to be a scoring threat for this Florida team as well. That's impatient offensively, keeping the ball in her hands, coming off a double high.
Timpson just got it over the outstretched arms of Rashea Kyle.
Oh, that's a good move. Just turned around, lots of being unselfish. Did one-on-one down low, said go to work.
Timpson adding on to her double-double tonight. Matharu, pick and roll. Gets it back. Snakes inside. Kyle short corner.
And that's Kyle's second short corner shot. Not just an inside threat. She stretches it out. What good hustle by Aaliyah Matharu to get that ball back after a bad pass inside. She stays with it, gets the tip back, and then finds it, gives it back to her big girl down low, saying, hey, I still have confidence in you. Knock this shot down.
Gators, another answer. Gordon. Gators now will slow it up.
And possession by possession, you talked about it just a few minutes ago. Every one of them matters. And you've got to value each possession and treat it as such.
Matharu accelerates inside the paint.
She got fouled on the right-hand side, tried to switch it over in the air to the left, just couldn't get it high enough up to try to get the and one. And on the drive to the basket, Matharu kind of splits the defense, takes it in, gets fouled on her, it was a right hand, and then the video kind of threw me off for a second. On her right hand, she switches it over to the left to try to get it up to get the and one. That's a good read, just splits right the defense. She's so quick to be able to split through defense when the help side comes.
Another sparkling performance. See the wrist taped for Matharu.
I think it's a blood issue again.
Well, John Michelini has been a busy man tonight, athletic trainer. But that just shows the physicality we've seen.
Absolutely. I mean, it's Florida State. You're going to get, and I think it's been, called pretty well, letting both teams kind of get to the rack. They call the foul when it's there, and then you don't lend to a lot of fouls with the pace that Florida State plays because they play so quick, drives to the basket, and Florida's, responded. And I think offensively done a good job of pushing the ball in transition when it's there, getting those quick shots, but also setting it up and running your offense and getting the looks that you want.
Matharu with the amount of drives to the rim, only one free throw attempt tonight. That was the 5th Seminole foul, team foul. So the Gators will shoot for the final 228. A 68% career foul shooter. Matharu misses the first.
Gotta hit free throws down the stretch. Look at the free throw difference, though. 15 of 16 and 6 of 9.
Misses both. And a chance to tie with a 3. Brooke Wyckoff calling for a timeout, I believe. And they'll take it.
A few screens. You see the screens away. They're going to give it to her and then not give it back to her. So I guess
it's Gordon. Another great option. And we're all tied up.
So it's all wrong. Misdirection. But you have another option in Gordon. She can shoot the ball really well. Coming in this game, 44% from the three-point line.
Shot swallowed up by Timpson. A chance to take the lead. Watson down the lane, all the way home. Seminoles once down 9.5. Correa stayed on the pivot foot somehow. And the swat from Timpson.
And Florida unable to get the foul call. They've got it now, minute and a half. You're down now, so you've got to get a stop and not allow Florida State to score. That was a good timeout by Florida State. You know they practice that out-of-bounds play.
Pachetti, a charge.
Huge call, huge step up for Florida. Aaliyah Matharu stepping in, coming in and taking the charge. You can see on the drive to the basket, her back is turned and she just turns around in the nick of time to get the charge call. That is a huge defensive stop for Florida in this game, down 2 with just over a minute left.
When your star does some of the plays like that, it speaks volumes.
Absolutely.
Seminoles in front. Kyle can't corral it. Loose ball for Gordon. A chance to go up a couple of possessions. And a foul.
And that's a possession Florida's going to want to get back. Wasn't a great entry pass in. Shea Kyle was not in position to catch the ball. She was kind of moving down the lane. She hadn't got set up yet.
Omaria Gordon, junior from Bradenton, Florida, 2-time Florida Gatorade Player of the Year. Double figures tonight.
I mean, Florida State's got 4 players in double figures. Florida has 4 players in double figures. I mean, this has been a great, offensive showing for both teams and the way in which they're getting a lot of different players involved.
Brooke Wyckoff said she runs the show for us on offense. Has dealt with nagging injuries in the past. She's 100% healthy now. Misses both free throws. They'll get a foul here. Wave off the bucket.
I was going to say, that's a huge offensive rebound. Couldn't hear because of the crowd behind us. She did the kind of sneak around. Yeah, you can see she just snuck. Oh, yeah, fended off, pushed away. Crossing post players is what Florida State did on the foul possession, but then that sends you to the foul line.
Yeah, remember, Brittany, yeah. Gators are in the bonus. Rashea Kyle, who's a 65% career foul shooter, a chance to tie it here.
So that's why you're walking down to the other end. Big fouls, calls down the stretch as both teams are in the bonus.
First free throws for Kyle tonight. Short. 5 of 9 now on the season from the line. Got it.
And Florida needed the second one. Would have liked both of them, but couldn't get it.
Watson mid-range, connects, 31.
Just an on-ball screen, clear out, keeping the ball in your playmaker's hands.
Down 3. Matharu, wild shot. That's short, got her own miss. Amidst the double, Kyle wide open, and it's back to a 1-point game.
What a read. Wanted the foul call, but finds an open player.
Brittany, the Gators have to foul here. There's only a 1-second differential. They're calling for it.
And The bench is saying it right now, and no one, and the birdie's coming over to try to foul.
And they give it. Latson at the rack will get 2 shots. There was not enough of a discrepancy to play it out.
They had to foul, and the bench was trying to scream foul, and just they were unaware of it. Birdie heard it, and then went over to try to chase her down. And that's the person, they were going to keep the ball in her hands because she's such a good free throw shooter and hasn't missed.
Latson matching her performance against the Gators last year with 32.
And Florida can call a timeout, advance the ball up the floor on the make.
Gators have 2 timeouts remaining. They'll take one here inside the final minute. You can advance in front court.
Yeah, and so now you've got drawn up, you've got some 3-point. The screens is important as a shot right now.
Rimdahl underneath Kyle. Can't get the quick 2.
And should have gone baseline.
Right.
She had the baseline look right away, so Florida elects to go for the quick 2 and then foul and get back probably. But I think she had the baseline side and went middle. Couldn't see with the players, but they get the screen. Oh, she had just a baseline layup left hand.
Yeah, spun the wrong way.
Yeah, couldn't feel the defense because there's no defense there. Thought the defense would be on the baseline side.
2 big free throws here for Rashay Kyle.
Nervous on the bench.
Yeah. It's all kicking in. Rims out.
You got to foul right away.
Amaya Bonner, the one who's fouled, 6 of 12 from the line in her career. Didn't play a whole lot at Cal. Was taking a big jump in her production playing time here at Florida State. Was 3 of 4 entering the night at the free throw line. And these are pretty big free throws
Huge.
coming up. 2 would make it a 2-possession game.
1 makes it, Florida State only makes 1 free throw. It's a totally different look that Florida has to go for.
Gators have 1 timeout remaining and can advance in front court with a timeout.
And right now is a big box out. You cannot allow Florida State to get a rebound off of a free throw right now. And the last time they got the foul call, but they looked to cross on underneath out of bounds.
3-point game. Timeout Florida. They'll advance in front court. That's their final timeout. 77. When you look at how the ebbs and flows of this game, credit Florida State and how they've stuck with it in this 4th quarter. Another look at it.
Trying to get a ball inbounds to Kyle to fade over to Correa, but on the cross screen, she didn't even have a screen. She was just pushing through and then gets caught, and you see Florida State happy with that call, but Florida not happy at all.
Despair from Kelly Ray Finley. So the Gators presumably have to foul right away. Get it in towards Latson. Reynolds gives it. Latson, very good free throw shooter. 86% in her career, has hit all 10 of her attempts tonight.
I don't know that she's missed the season.
No.
Yeah, she's 100% on the season.
Gators led by as many as 9 in this half.
Really tough for Florida because they really had control of this until Shea Kyle kind of went down, flipped the tide on that, and Florida State tried to make that run and got back in the game.
A chance for a new career high for Tanaya Latson. They're going to look at the time. Right now it reads 6.4. To see if that's the right amount of time that should be left on the game clock here.
And so if you're Florida, she makes both of these. You've got to get the ball up the floor quick and get a quick shot.
A foul was given. The arm goes up at 7-1.
Yeah, I was like, there's a little bit more time. That should be on the clock.
So they should put some time back on.
But either way, Florida's going to have to get the ball in and get up the floor quick for a shot. And then if it goes in, you got to foul right away.
6.8. Let's go.
If she makes both free throws, assuming she makes both free throws. If she doesn't, then you still got to get the ball up the floor and get a quick look. You only got 6-7 seconds.
A win tonight for the Seminoles would be their 10th in the last 12 in this series, dating back to 2012. Beat the Gators last year 92-77.
Well,
they kept the same time. I don't think that's correct, but nonetheless, here we are. To tie a career high.
Oh.
34 for 0-0. Has scored 34 now 3 times in her career, and a new career high for Tanaya Latson, 35 points.
Somebody's got to get it out for Florida.
And that should just about do it. Matharu. Correa will call a foul with 1/10 of a second left.
So they're going to shoot their free throws. Yeah, they're going to shoot the free throws.
Now they're going to have to go to the monitor to see how much time is left.
चल के बा बंदे